Municipal League. We welcome now the mayor of Cleveland, Mississippi, Billy Nowell. Mayor, thanks for coming on, sir.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
We were just talking about the impressive crowd that is on hand for this year's event.
Yes, I'm not sure of the numbers, but they say it's the biggest crowd we've ever had. So we were standing room only in the general session this morning.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Well, that means we've got municipal leaders who are here. They want to learn stuff. They want to take stuff back to their respective cities and counties and put some of those ideas in action.
I think that's absolutely correct, and I hope that's what happened.
Yeah.
I think it's been a lot of hard work put into this year's programs, and there's a lot of things that went on this past year that got people interested. So
yeah.
Here we are.
I think that's right. So congratulations. You're the incoming president of the Mississippi Municipal League.
I'm the incoming president, and I can't tell you how proud I am to be in that position.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So Mayor Toby Barker, I think, served the MML with distinction and really led the way on the issues for the collective community of municipal leaders.
Yes, he kind of set the standard real high. I feel like I may be following Nick Saban or something. So I can assure you I'll do the best I can, but Toby was outstanding.
He was, but I'm confident, Mayor, that you're going to do an outstanding job as well for your colleagues in the Municipal League. So what are some of the issues that you guys are talking about this year? What's kind of highlighting the list? We talked to, of course, Mayor McAdams from Greenwood earlier, Mayor Barker as well, and they discussed some of the issues that their municipalities are facing. What are you hearing?
I think I'll be repetitive if you've talked to them, but obviously we're really interested, and I think it's great that we're talking about cutting the taxes and grocery tax and that type of thing. But the city's main concern is just how will we be made whole? What will be what we can do to make that happen? So, there's always a little anticipation when you're talking about those kind of subjects because you want the best for everybody, and I think we can work it out. I think this last year proved that when we worked through PERS situations and such.
I think that's right. That certainly got a lot of attention, and the legislature made some changes to original plans as enacted by the PERS board. Most of the municipal leaders I've talked to say that a 5 percentage point increase that was scheduled to go into effect just in a week, July 1, would have really blown a hole in a lot of the municipal budgets.
Right. It would mean you were cutting personnel and that type of thing, and we have a hard enough time getting our personnel worked in. So, it would just be a double whammy.
So now that's been reduced to 2.5% increase over 5 years. So you got some time to kind of absorb that and work that into your budget. The grocery tax, I think that's worth talking about. There are a lot of folks. I see it on my text line. I hear it just out in the public in general. A lot of folks would like to see, and there are members of the legislature that would really like to see a reduction, if not full elimination, of sales tax on groceries. But, Mayor, there are many municipalities. We just talked, of course, to Robin McCrory, the mayor of Lexington. They depend, in some cases, almost exclusively on the sales tax on groceries for their source of revenue.
I can agree with that 100%. We have close to, I think it's 299, 300 municipalities in Mississippi, and I would say at least 2/3, if not 3/4 of them are small communities that would fit that bill.
Yeah. So have you been discussing this with legislative leadership just to make sure they're aware of any action they would take with respect to the grocery tax, how that would affect cities and towns?
You know how you do that. You just try to ease that into the conversation when you're visiting with them.
Yes, sir.
But so we will be prepared,
I think they've got the message. The ones I've talked to, I think they don't have any intention of harming the cities and counties. They know that would not be in the best interest of the state.
Heavens, I know they know that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I think they'll come up with something along those lines that works for sure. So anything in particular that you were pleased to see that came out of the legislature this past session, Mayor? Anything that you'd like to see them keep working on in future sessions?
Well, I think it was we called it a win-win year from MML standpoint because of the PERS particularly, but a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I think there are always hot-button issues, but I think the best way to approach it is to take one or two of your bigger issues and kind of concentrate on that, because as we all know, you're not going to get everything you ask for.
Yeah.
So get your group together and y'all decide what is your hot button issues and work from there.
Any thoughts about the revamping of the school funding formula, shifting away from the old legacy MAEP formula to a completely different structure of funding public schools in Mississippi? Does that have a particular impact in your area?
It would have an impact, obviously, all over the state.
Yeah.
But, you know, as far as not been talked about as much as in most.
Yeah, I agree.
Between mayors, as you would think.
Okay. Well, that's that. Most of the legislators would point to that as perhaps the biggest accomplishment of the year, I think.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, it's considerable. And you know how it is, though. They may not be talking about it right now, but when the money starts flowing and they see the changes, either positive or negative, depending on how the revamped formula affected a particular district, that's probably when they'll start paying attention and talking about it. But that was a big deal. Mayor Carolyn McAdams of Greenwood was discussing their continued challenges with the Greenwood-LaFleur Hospital and how some of the changes that were implemented with respect to Medicaid funding, and of course they've helped them, and they're also waiting for approval for critical care access designation. Is the health care issue something that you deal with as well in Cleveland?
Yes, I think any smaller town, in the way health care is now and in the insurance situation, it is a big factor. I think Carolyn McAdams is one of the finest people I've ever known, and I've definitely enjoyed working with her through the years. But it was really a tough time for the longest time, and I don't think anybody's out of the woods on that.
Yeah. She said she felt like the changes would enable the hospital to at least break even. So sort of stop the bleeding of the red ink based on the implementation of these new funding changes. And she seemed to be somewhat relieved over that, because I know it's pretty stressful.
It is.
When that hospital was losing a bunch of money.
It is. And like I say, she's been a great leader for Greenwood, and I know she'll do everything she can to make it better. What
about Delta State? What's going on with that? Of course, the university has experienced a declining enrollment. That's hurt their revenue. They've had some major changes to the curricula. They've brought in a new president who has just been totally focused on that issue.
I can agree 1,000% on that, because Dr. Ennis has come in and hit the ground running, and he is enrollment's up just a touch right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he is going to stop. He's ever ready bunny. I don't see how he does all he does, but I think he gives us a fighting chance to really get back, because I've said it 1,000 times. Cleveland is only as good as Delta State, and Delta State, in my opinion, is only as good as Cleveland.
Okay.
We're complete partners. We had such great leadership through the years with Dr. White and a lot of others, and so we're poised, and Cleveland as a whole will do anything to make Delta State a better place. I'm a small town mentality, I guess, but when you look at what Delta State means to the Delta and to the state, really, it's had all these national championships. I think it has far more national championships than any university in the state of Mississippi. So when you have the Boo Ferris Award on the college level, and then you have the Margaret Wade Award, which is the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy for girls basketball, the Margaret Wade. So we have a strong history of being able to do well, and I feel like we're going to do well again.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And, of course, you got the Grammy Museum there as well. It's awesome.
Right. The second Grammy Museum in the United States.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And the people that have been to Los Angeles to see the one there, they say we're heads above it. I mean, it's just such great technology in our world now, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's just a unique experience. Everybody that goes just cannot believe what they're looking at in Cleveland, Mississippi.
Yeah, I totally agree. Got the tour when we hosted the show there not so long ago. Just unbelievable, blown away right there in the heart of the Delta in Cleveland, Mississippi. Something to truly be proud of. So you've got such a diverse culture there in Cleveland. I mean, it really, I think, showcases the best of Mississippi with the university there, the Grammy Museum, the great people. Something to be proud of, Mayor.
we're more than proud. We think Cleveland is a shining star.
There's no doubt about it. We got about 30 seconds left here. Your infrastructure, I know it's a constant concern, always working on that. You looking good there?
Right, we're looking really good there. We have got a lot of grant money. We've got a lot of other money. I call it helicopter money that we've gotten through the last few years. But we've got a great engineering firm, and we're doing a lot of work in Cleveland. A lot of it's going to be underground work, so it's not going to be with your infrastructure. But I hope it puts us ahead.
I got you. Mayor, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Good to see you, sir. Congratulations. And I know you'll have a successful year as the incoming president of the Mississippi Municipal League, Mayor Billy Nowell of Cleveland. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.